Hello, Mr. Rick. Hello, Rick. How are you? Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. She's good. She's good. We're doing well. Good, good. Yeah. All righty. Well,
Mr. Ricardo, you hear me pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, we got a new dad here. Yeah, good. Matt said always. Not really.
well, we always try.
Yeah, we give it 100% effort. Yeah,
Yep.
well, that's good. You can hear us.
All right, buddy. Well, we will do what we normally do. 4:45 is when we'll go ahead and get everything started. And, yeah, we'll go from there. So, what, that should be about 10 minutes or so from now. So, we should be good. All right.
We got the other headset.
Yeah.
Sitting there.
And I checked
It's ready? Okay.
It should be good.
Yeah, if not, I'll give him mine. So the baby home?
No, not yet. It's still in the NICU, but
Where at?
it's in the NICU at SIH. But things are
Carbondale?
everything's progressing in the right direction.
Good.
So
Good deal. Cooper, right?
yes.
Yeah, I can't believe I remember. I mean, at first I didn't. I said, yeah. Nicholas? No.
Nicholas is the middle name.
No kidding?
Yeah.
I guess Nicholas.
Yeah.
And
well,
I
there
didn't
you
know
go.
that.
Yeah.
Ah, wow.
That's the middle name.
Otto win some money. Something like that. That's no kidding. I mean, you might have told me maybe in the back of my mind, Nick,
Oh, maybe.
his middle name.
Sorry, buddy.
How big? And weight?
Well, so he's a couple weeks early.
yeah,
so
see, that's why he's staying, yeah.
5 pounds and
Oh,
6
that's good.
ounces. So
That's
yeah,
good,
he
yeah.
came out a little bit bigger than what we were
Yeah,
expecting.
you don't
'cause,
want 2 or 3.
yeah, on Monday they were saying he's going to be about 4. He was about 4'10" at that point.
Good,
so I was,
good. He'll be home.
yeah, I was surprised at how much he'd
The
grown.
weekend.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh boy. They're pretty pumped. I just need this off the screen. Matt, you know who your fixed starter is? I know. That would be fun.
Who's the starters? You
It
know,
is.
well,
So it sounds like. Here, let me pull it up. I'll even, if he comes back around, I'll verify it for him. But it looks like these 5 are our starters.
You're up. Jaden, yeah, I figured Jaden.
Yeah. Now if that changes, we'll move
Yeah,
what we got
we'll
to do.
get it, yeah.
Yeah. But that's what Shamira was the one that wasn't in my starters yet, and Amanda had told me the other 4, and she said the 5th one's really going to depend on what they have. So
I mean, starters you should know, but sometimes it might change.
well, and with
reasons or attitudes not good or something, you might throw somebody
and
else.
with how much the lineup's been in flux for both of these teams, it makes sense to be like, well, just give me a moment.
Hey, I just care who finishes.
Yeah.
Who starts doesn't really matter. They can come in 3 minutes and play the rest of the game. Or take a couple breaks.
Well, I mean, Robinson coming off the bench is kind of work because she's kind of, seeing things a little differently.
She's got some talent.
She does.
Together. Yeah, so that's okay. Yeah.
It feels like
you got to play 7 or 8 players anyway.
Yeah, and it feels like, and maybe it's just because she was a starter, but it feels like when she comes on, you're getting another starter off the bench. So
we had a guy I played with at Southern named Shaq Nixon. And I can't think his first name though, but he started terrible. But he come off the bench, fans got going,
yeah.
I broke my foot, and I wasn't NIT. I didn't get to play, but he wasn't the kind of player that could start. He came off the bench still.
Well, they always say, you can see things a little differently coming off the bench, but also sometimes, you come off, you've got a little bit more energy than everybody else after those first 5 minutes or so. And so all of a sudden you look a little bit better because everybody else is a little bit more fatigued.
We didn't have breaks like these guys had. I played 45 minutes Illinois State overtime. And most time, though, I got a break. First half, second half. Then I come off the bench, too. Yeah. As long as I played, a couple games I hadn't played, which I thought I should.
It's going to happen to everybody in their career at some point.
Yeah.
Except for, the LeBron Jameses of the world.
Yeah, right. Michael Jordan.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, who was it? The guy from the Lakers.
Kobe?
No, I meant not right now. LeBron Davis, who's the guard?
Westbrook?
Westbrook. Yeah, he got mad. He said, I pulled my hamstring coming off the bench. And I watched him one game. He had like 7 assists first half, which is good. I mean,
he's a pretty good passer. But
yeah, he is, but he's selfish. I mean, so he's got to learn to be unselfish and win games.
Well, I don't really listen to Colin Cowherd anymore, but I mean, he always made a good point of, Colin Cowherd. Yeah. He made a good point of, there's these guards out there that everyone seems very content with that. They're very good passers, but they opt to be the main scoring threat. But then they only shoot about 42, 41%. And it's like at the NBA level, that's not good enough if you're going to be the main guy.
Nope.
Like, he said even Derrick Rose was like that, and he was going to the rack every time. So, you eventually got to,
He's done, isn't he?
He's still playing, but he just got released by the Knicks, I think. So, that or he got put on the bench. I don't know.
Probably done.
He's getting close to the end.
Hurt his knee. His knee was good.
I mean, it was a rough injury, I remember, but still.
Yeah. What's on Saturday? You got anything Saturday? You got a game?
Just this one.
Bro, okay.
Just this one. And that really just depends on when we're going home with the baby.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping I can do both the Murphy game Friday night and Shawnee game on Saturday and be all good.
Shawnee or who?
Yeah, well, no. You guys played Shawnee last week, didn't you?
Yeah, no.
It's Jefferson. That's who it is.
Jefferson.
Jeff goes.
It's Three Rivers, the male, so. Yeah, I'll make it Saturday. I went Saturday at games. I went to Belleville to watch my grandson.
Oh. Yeah, let me double check, but I'm almost positive it's Jeffco. Schedule. Yeah, it's Jeffco.
Jefferson and Three Rivers.
Yeah. Yeah, the men will play Three Rivers.
Right here, that's good.
Yeah.
And when you play, you need, try to get 2 games, men and women, no non-conference.
Yes, sir. All right. And we've got a big one. Tim, go ahead and slide on over onto the camera for the
Yeah, I
stream.
better get on here.
We got a big one here today, though. The Lady Vols hosting Vincennes, who's 8-5 on the season. But this is a pair of teams, Tim, that are in flux right now. Both teams dealing with injuries. And, you look even at Vincennes, they're dealing with it. Past couple games, they lost to Olney. Just last time out, they lost to Jeffco, who Amanda Shelby, coach of the Lady Vols, made sure to tell me, Jeffco only scored 2 points in the fourth quarter of that game, and they still came out on top of Vincennes. So they're going through their issues. The Lady Vols going through theirs as well. You got Madison Calvin, who sprained her ankle in last game. Lenia Thomas, who's been out all season, and the Lady Vols are excited about her. Coach was telling me before the game, thought that she was starting to make some progress, and she was even doing sprints and everything, and now they're not too sure if she's going to be able to make a comeback after the break just yet. And then Kennedy Hayes, I'm being told you could probably expect her to be out the rest of the season after her injury last week. And so both these teams in flux dealing with injuries and that kind of wait-and-see mode for the ones that are out right now. But everybody, both of these teams need their players, and it's going to be a pair of teams that are short, and they're going to have to find some new answers, basically, Tim.
Vincennes, I think, has 5 players out.
Yeah.
Various regions, maybe the flu, maybe, other injuries too, physical injuries. Not the flu's not physical.
Yeah.
They're going to whip you.
Yeah. Well, you look at who is out for Vincennes, and, of course, listeners of the Logan Vols may not know the names too well, but just going down the list, Elena Zulu, she's only played in 6 games, about 0.3 points a game, so not a big loss there.
I was hoping you'd pronounce those names.
I'm going to try my best.
Okay, good.
But then you start going down the way, and Najra Volodare, she's about 6 points a game. Key role player, played in 10 games. 5.5 rebounds a game is what sticks out most about her, and she averages over 50% from the field. Elikia Basia started for 12 of their games, just about 50% from the field. 9 points a game, almost 11 rebounds per game, and 1.5 blocks a game.
Yeah, I talked to her. I told you earlier. I talked to her at the Vincennes when the men were playing the tournament. I talked to her a little bit. So
yeah, and then the final one out, and it's a big one for the Lady Trailblazers. Macy Lang started all 13 of their games, and doesn't shoot it particularly well, but she's still averaging 12 points a game, 5.5 rebounds a game, 2 assists, 2.5 steals per game, a block a game. So big losses there for Vincennes, especially down low, for a team that's kind of young as well, Tim. And so now you take 4 losses of some role players, a pair of starters, and now the Lady Vols look up and down. They say, we're dealing with injuries too, but we've got an opportunity here, if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, they have the 5 players out. Jaden Berry's been playing well. She stays under a little bit of control. Drives the basket, doesn't have anything, dish it out. Talked about Madison, Kennedy, both not playing. Shamira Brown has been playing a little better. Cheyenne Trotter. They're going to have to step up and score some more points because Calvin Madison was there. Kennedy Hayes, had a couple assists the game, and she didn't even play that much. Then you have Hartman's got to contribute. Wolford Bird. Wolford Bird's got to camp out under the, get posted up.
Yeah.
But she can hit the 3-pointer too. And Robinson, India Robinson, she's going to have to come and come on, get on fire here and come off the bench because she's got a lot of potential.
Yeah, absolutely. And so then you look at the lineup for the Lady Vols. We do have the starters, and we'll get them to you here in a little bit. But the one big one here is Shamira Brown. She's going to get her first start of the season. She started the season injured, and, you see her play. She's a true point guard. So this might help players like Jaden Berry, who's been kind of playing double duty as the point guard, but also then playing as a slasher and getting in there and just going ahead and trying to play in a much different style than a point guard would. And so now you get to pair her up with Jaden a whole lot more and see how that works. Because when they're on the floor together, Tim, they do look like pure magic out there.
Oh, yeah, they're both definitely got some quickness. And you got them quick. And like I said, with Bird posting her up a little bit. And Cheyenne Trotter, I think, can post up a little bit too and play inside. So you have Kendra Johnson, too. Kendra and Rayleigh Johnson. So you have not related, but two Johnsons are going to have to pick it up. Riley can play inside a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and Woodford Bird is a special case in my opinion because you have the potential to make a stretch forward out of her. She can hit the three. I know there's times where she goes ice cold, but other times where she is so hot outside. And so you got to play the line there where you need her to post up, especially when you got players like Cheyenne Trotter. And so if she had a little bit more help down low to get the rebounds, it would be fantastic. But at the same time, she can hit those shots. So you got to toe that line a little bit, Tim. But if you could find a way to make her that stretch forward and maybe quickly get to the outside of the arc when things are coming, I think things would be great. And maybe that just turns into you need to make the offense a little bit more motion-based for the forwards. I'm not too sure. But you got to find a way to make her much more of a stretch forward and not just sitting out there on the arc.
Oh, yeah. She hit it or go post up, and she can do the job. The Lady women, Logan women, they're only shooting 42% from two-point areas, so they got to start better on 31% from three-point, 61 on free throws. That's important. Getting 40 rebounds a game, and 12.8 more assists too. 12.8 assists.
Yeah. Last note I'll make about the Trailblazers of Vincennes. They are 11th in offensive rebounds per game at 17.5 in the nation. 11th in blocks per game as well at 5.5. And the defensive rebounds per game, though, for them, just 13.5. So they're really good on the offensive end and even on the defensive end, Tim, underneath the cup. But then when it comes to rebounding on the defensive end, they are not very good. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that really affects things here tonight, especially with missing two of their bigs.
Yeah, that's important. They're averaging 40 rebounds a game. And I got to think a little bit on rebounding. You you might get more rebounds. I know a game I had in high school. I had like 20 points, 21 rebounds. I bet you 5 of them were offensive rebounds.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So it doesn't help your shooting percentage.
We're ready for the national anthem here. We'll step away, and when we come back, our pregame interview with Coach Amanda Shelby on 1035ESPN.com.
So let's get started, and we go to the phone lines, and we have Johnny Logan women's coach Amanda Shelby. Coach, Coach, let's talk about tomorrow night's game. What you think about Vincennes? It's a team that you've seen many times before, and tell us a little bit about what Vincennes has done this year. Are they as good as they've been in the past?
They're having like an up and down year, sort of like we are. They got beat by Olney. We beat Olney. Shawnee beat them, or they won against Shawnee. We lost to Shawnee. So it's a little bit of, who shows up tomorrow night. But, they've got a big inside girl who can get a lot of offensive rebounds. They got some quick guards and some shooters, the typical Vincennes.
And I would think for the Lady Vols, it's almost, and it is, a matter of consistency, of course, but just when you think you're taking a big step forward, then you stumble backwards a couple of steps. That has to be frustrating.
Yes, it is highly frustrating. And then losing Madison Calvin against Olney or Shawnee, I can't remember what game it is now, so she probably won't be in tomorrow. So we have a nice little injured reserve on the bench right now.
Yeah, and that's so critical because she was the type of player that did so many different things at so many different times of the game.
Yeah, she is going to definitely hurt. So, but that means somebody else has to step up. Some more people will get some more minutes, some more time in there, and they can show what they're capable of doing.
Your rotation has been pretty much set throughout the year. How is this going to throw it out of whack? I mean, who will be in that starting spot where Calvin was?
That's a good question. Still thinking about that
Okay.
one. So it'll probably, me and Matt will talk a little bit more tomorrow and just, see who they start as well. And it may depend on, if they go bigger, we may have to go bigger. If they go smaller, we may have to go a little bit smaller.
And that is something that you have the capability of doing. And it doesn't surprise me that you're still kind of waiting to see what kind of lineup that they might come at you with. And that's something that I know you and Matt seem to work pretty well together, don't you? I mean, it seems to go pretty flawless.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good partnership where we feed off of each other. We sort of know we're sort of thinking the same thing. So, it's been great.
How important is it for the Lady Vols to get off to a quick start on Wednesday night? Because people always talk about, well, we want to get to a quick start. Well, the most important part of the game is the first 3 minutes of the third quarter in your case. But how important is it for you to get out and really establish something? Because like you said, there's been times where you're gangbusters, and then other times you think there's a lid nailed on your basket.
Yeah, I mean, it makes everything more enjoyable. Things flow a lot more freely whenever you get out to a good start. You get the lead. You have a little more energy, a little more spunk. And, we've come back before, but that does take a lot out of you. It's 10 times harder to go uphill than it is to, maintain something. So, we would love to get a quick start, get ahead, get a lead, and maintain it the whole entire game.
Does this team have a particular MO? I mean, some teams seem to come out and start strong and then kind of take things for granted or get lackadaisical. Some teams start slow, and then, as you said, there's been times this year the Lady Vols have roared back, but that takes so much out of it, then you don't have any gas at the end. What's this team's MO, or have you found one yet?
Sometimes I don't think we've actually found it yet. It seems like the last few games we've come out fairly well, pretty even, back and forth the first quarter, and then we sort of take a lull in that second quarter, and then we have to start digging our way out of it in the third and fourth quarter. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So, I would like to switch that narrative really quickly. And
as a coach, can you do anything with that in practice? I mean, I know it's hard to simulate game conditions and certain quarters, and if you're tired or whatever, but is there anything that you can try to do to get more consistency out of the team?
A lot of times we've been watching a lot more game film just to point out some stuff to them, to show them a little bit more what's going on, that what we see that, is frustrating to us. And, we try to, it is hard to do the same thing in practice as in a game. So hopefully, just talking about it when we see the lull starting in practice, stop it and talk about it. And like, hey, this is where we get into trouble. And, mainly it's just more mental than it is physical. And I think once we can turn our brains and figure that part out, things will start working for the better for us.
Vincennes also dealing with injuries, and so they will have a different starting lineup than they are probably used to. Everybody in it does have a little bit of starting experience for the Lady Trailblazers, but only one has been starting in all of them. as we get ready for the start of this one between Logan and Vincennes. Vincennes led by Harry Meeks, 32nd year as the coach of Trailblazers. 718 and 266 is his career record. They are 8-5 this year. First one introduced is Kennedy Harris. She's a sophomore guard, 5'7" out of Columbus, Ohio, going to Gahanna Lincoln. Sherelle Newsom is the single one that's been in the starting lineup every single game. She's a sophomore guard standing at 5'3", Indianapolis, Indiana, from Ben Davis High School. She averages 12.5 points. Shawnice Willis, sophomore guard, 5'7" out of Champaign, Illinois. She went to Champaign Central. Dalen Thornton, sophomore guard, 5'8" out of Lafayette, Indiana. She went to McCutcheon. And Nari Williams, sophomore guard, 5'7" out of Indianapolis, Indiana, also from Ben Davis. And so they're running with a 5-guard lineup to start things here today, Tim.
That's all they probably can do because of the injuries. So they're going to be up and down the floor.
Yeah, right now, based on what we got on the roster, they've got 2 available forwards. And so, yeah, you're going to go with your best possible 5 at this point. And if they're all guards, you're going to go with what you can. Lady Vols getting ready to be introduced. And to start them off, it's Cheyenne Trotter, the freshman forward. She's 6 foot. And she is from Springfield, Illinois. Landfield High School is where she attended. She has been averaging just under 11 points a game and 6.5 rebounds per game. Tyler Woodford Bird, a freshman forward, 6 foot. She's from Lenoir, North Carolina, New Madrid High School. She also was at UT Martin last fall for a little bit. Jaden Berry, freshman guard, 5'8". She was from Dallas, Texas, Plano Senior High School. She's the leading point scorer for the Lady Vols with 13.5 a game. Shamira Brown making her first appearance as a starter for the Lady Vols. She is a 5'6" sophomore guard out of Forest City, Arkansas, Forest City High School. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Lady Vols, it's Liv Hartman, sophomore guard, 5'7" out of New Madrid, Missouri, New Madrid High School. Liv is averaging about 7 points a game, 4.5 rebounds a game, 40% shooter. So, you like to see those numbers go up a little bit, Tim. But, I mean, you'll watch number 21 for the Lady Vols, and you can see how hard she works. And she's really a good defender and getting to the rebound more than anything.
Oh, yeah. Looking at her stats, rebounds, she's averaging 5 a game. And
yeah.
She's only 5'7". So, I think the girls, going to work it, be together here before Christmas time, and they'll blossom after Christmas.
5'7" against 6 foot. It's Trotter and Williams in the circle. As this game's about to start, it's up in the air. Trotter wins it, and Hartman tracks it down. She'll give it on over to Brown.
Officially didn't throw it up too high.
No, not too high, but Trotter still took advantage of her height. Brown goes to the right and bounces over to Trotter, driving in and into the back, and sends it up and good. Easy money right there for Cheyenne Trotter. 2 quick points for the Lady Vols to get this started. It's 9:37 to go in the first quarter. Here now is the near side for Harris. She's going to bring it around, get it on over to Newsom on the left wing, gets a pick, and she's going to step to the right. Inside look, send it up, and it bounces off no good for Williams. Here now is Brown. Pass on over to Trotter. Oh, lost it, and it's stolen away by Thornton. Here comes Dalen Thornton at the other end, trying to complete the fast break. No good. She got fouled by Brown, though, and she'll be going to the line here in a moment as referee Tony Wilson says, yep, that is Shamira Brown right there.
Yeah, Coach Matt Crane explaining some stuff to Shamila.
And Shamira comes on over and explaining herself. They're like, yeah, we know. Here's Thornton at the stripe, sends the first one up. No good. Still scoreless for the Trailblazers. 2-0 here early on. And
they're a good free throw shoot. Well, the 67.2 average, I thought it was better.
Thornton averaging 63.2 at the line. Here's the second one. That one goes down, so that's right in line with her average. 1 for 2. Makes it a 2-1 game here early on. 9:15 to go. And they are trapping the Lady Vols. Here comes Trotter across the top line. She's now trapped. Over to Barry, top of the key, driving in. Over to Brown on the baseline jumper. No good. And Williams brings it down. Tyler Woodford Bird's going to get hit with a push here. Yep. It is.
Boy, that time Barry probably could have taken the hole. I mean, you don't know sometimes. Nobody picked her up, and she passed the ball off. So that's
trying to make the extra pass, and, I get it. But, yeah, you're right. She's got that aggressive nature.
Yeah,
It's Shamira that should be passing it off to Barry, not the other way around. Thornton, top of the key, steps inside to the free throw line. Low block shot, no good. Pushed out and up in the air, and Brown brings it down.
The second board.
2-1 lead for Logan here. Vincennes yet to find a bucket. Brown on the right wing over to Wolford Bird, top of the key, calling for a pick from, no, not able to get it, driving left, and thought about a three, inside, sends it up to Trotter, up, no good, but she'll go to the line, and it is Dalen Thornton picking up the foul, and she's got her hands up saying, what are you talking about, ref?
She had to thread the needle on that, right over the defensive player's head.
Wolford Bird was looking for the pick, couldn't get it, drove to the left and inside, sent up faked a jumper rather, and got that ability to kind of send the inside pass. First one up, and it's a big air ball for Cheyenne Trotter. 2-1 game here, and she's going to have to shake that one off. 8:32 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, forget that one.
Yeah, just move on from it. And now here comes the second one. That one rolls off, no good, so it's still 2-1 here early on. 8:30 to go in the first quarter. Logan leads the Trailblazers. Here is Willis driving, get it on over to Thornton on the right wing. Near side, being defended by Barry. Pass back on over to Williams, who passes on over. Get it on over to the top of the key, to the hands of Harris. And she's working against Brown and goes to the left. Oh, stolen away by Liv Hartman. Here comes Liv at the other end. Got one to beat. Sends it up off the backboard. It's good. 4-1 lead for Logan. 8 minutes to go in the first. And here now is the corner. It's Williams inside. Oh, poked out of her hands. Brown trying to hold on to it and couldn't, but doesn't matter. They say that Williams touched it last, and Logan's going to have the ball here.
Another steal by Hartman. We have 2 steals already.
Yeah, big ones there. It's 4-1 lead here early on. Logan leading Vincennes. 7:53 to go in the first quarter. Jaden Berry lobs it into Brown. She's going to bring it across the timeline now. Up to the top of the key, driving in. She's going to have to slow it up a little bit. Defended by Sherelle Newsom, the 14-game starter for Vincennes. Wolford Bird, top of the key, lost it, and now picks it back on up. And with 15 on the shot clock, she's got to move. Spin move from the top of the key. Bounce into Liv Hartman. Backdoor cut, send it up. It's good. Big game coming up later on tonight here at Don Brewer Gymnasium. Logan, numbers 8 in the nation, playing number 6 Vincennes. But right now we've got the appetizer of Logan women versus Vincennes women, as a bump right there is going to send Vincennes to the line. And let's see who they call it on. And that's going to be on Barry. Jaden Barry picks up her first. And Logan's got 3 team fouls already with 7:16 to go in the first quarter. In comes Katrina Lite, I should say, and she will relieve Harris. 6-1 lead for Logan. First one up is good for Shanice Willis.
It's the Vincennes team not as good as they've been in the past. They've been lost to Moberly, Missouri, 107-54.
Now Moberly is number 21 in the nation right now, so give them a little bit of credit. But, yeah, that was a tough loss. Second one, no good. Trotter gets the rebound. And here now is Hartman on the far end. Over to Wolford Bird, stolen away by Thornton. Here she comes at the other end, driving in, sends it up, and that one's no good. Wolford Bird's going to get hit with a foul here. 7:04 to go in the first. India Robinson's going to have to come in for Wolford Bird. Wolford Bird picking up her second early on, 7:04 to go. It's a 6-2 lead for Logan. And Vincennes is yet to find the bottom of the net, Tim. I mean, they've found him on the free throws, but that is it.
Yeah, they don't have that post player.
Thornton sends the first one up. It is no good. Off the back iron. As I mentioned earlier, Thornton just a 63% shooter this season at the free throw line. Second one up, and that one is short and rebounded by Willis.
Got a box out there.
Here is now Williams, top of the key, inside to Willis. Back on over to Newsom. Corner three for her. That one's a little short, and Trotter brings it down. Slipped out of her hands, but Robinson able to corral it in, and she'll bring it on up herself. She's kind of a point forward as she drives in now. Give it on over to Barry, who lost it, and she's fighting for it on the floor. She gets it poked out, and Brown saves it from being an over and back.
Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, real close. Shamira's going to drive in, send it up. That one rolls off, no good. Robinson got the rebound. Was looking for Brown, and she's able to track it down.
Shoot that. You got a rebound inside.
Three-pointer from Shamira's a little short, and it's rebounded. I think you can give that rebound to Lite. Robinson was fighting her forward on the floor, and there's going to be a foul here.
Well, I thought he was just going to call out of bounds at first. That was a good tackle there.
Robinson picks up her first foul of the game, and that's going to put Vincennes in the bonus quickly.
Wow.
It's 6:21 to go in the first quarter, and Vincennes already in the bonus. 5 team fouls for the Lady Vols. Now they're leading 6-2.
Yeah,
but
that'll be the free throw line quite a bit.
And, Vincennes says, okay, you know what? You've got maybe bigger bodies and everything. First one good for Lite. But you know what? We know a way to get them out and maybe make you play our game. So I think we can tell what they're doing with Warford Bird and Robinson both taking 3 of the 5 fouls early on. Second one is good for Lite. Makes it a 6-4 game. Lite on the season averaging 75%. And as they try to inbound, gets pushed out of bounds by Vincennes. Stays with Logan. 6:21 to go in the first quarter. 6-4 lead for Logan here against the Lady Trailblazers of Vincennes. Liv Hartman inbounding on the baseline, looking around, and bounces into Barry. That was a nifty little pass. And she's working against him. On over to Brown, and sends up a mid-range jumper about 20 feet. No good, and Robinson brings it down. Going to track it on over. Brown now standing around the circle. Goes to the right, flip on over to Barry, who's going to drive back into the right, and there's going to be a foul here on the floor. They're going to call it on Lite. Her second team foul for the Vincennes Trailblazers, Lady Trailblazers. Shamira Brown on the baseline, going to be inbounding. 20 on the shot clock, 6:03 on the game clock. And she tries to lob it into either Hartman or Robinson, but she split it between the two of them, and neither of them went for it. And so that is going to be Vincennes' ball.
Yeah, it was way by the chairs, reserved chair section.
Well, here now comes Newsom across the timeline. Pass on over to Willis on the left wing. She's tracking to the right, back into the left. Step back jumper, and that one bounces off the rim. No good. Robinson gets it. Still no buckets for Vincennes here almost halfway through the first quarter. Barry stops in the paint, sends it over to Robinson. It's a little too strong. Trotter comes down with it, and she fell on the floor. A little hard. Seems to be okay, though. And here at the other end, send it up for Lite. No good. Barry gets the rebound. And Trotter saying, I'm open over here. Barry over to Robinson, though, on the left low block. Stop, send it up, and they send it up, but I think it's before it was shot. And we'll see.
No continuation?
No continuation, I think.
NBA at a county.
Yeah. No, it was this close to being a shooting foul, but no, it was on the ground.
Yeah, it was. Looked like
6-4 lead for Logan here, 5:27 to go. Into Hartman around the left corner. And she's calling for Trotter to come on over. Barry at the top of the key now. Bouncing to the left, driving. Bounce back over to Hartman on the wing. Hartman over to Robinson, top of the key. Driving in, they're going to call travel on her. In for the Trailblazers, Bree Miller came in. She's one of the forwards. She's got a mask on. And Harris also just came back in for the Lady Trailblazers. Miller is a freshman forward, 5'10", out of Greencastle, Indiana. Went to South Putnam. Here is Willis on over to Miller, driving. Get it on over to Harris. He'll bring it back around. Give it over to Newsom, top of the key. Back over to Harris. Oh, Jaden Barry steals it away. Nobody's in front of her. She's just galloping down, sends it up and in. Huge bucket right there. 8-4 lead for Logan with 4:45 to go. And now it's Lite with it. Inside to Harris. Triple team send it up, and they finally find a bucket with Harris. Over 3 hands, she was able to find a bucket there. Brown driving in. Baseline J. It's too strong. Brought down by Newsom. And Newsom now driving across the line. Driving in. Oh, Barry almost threw it away. Willis bumped in. And I think there's a charge here. Liv Hartman picks it up. Big one right there.
Good position.
Yeah, huge one right there. And that's just some of the things that Hartman does pretty good. 8-6 lead for Logan, 4:23 to go in the first quarter. A timeout called. We'll be back in 30 seconds on 1035ESPN.com.
John A. is the only auto collision program in Southern Illinois. There's nobody else that offers it. We draw students from all over because there's just nobody else that offers the programs. The student-teacher relationship is one of the most important parts of this job.
You can't really go wrong here. Anything you want to learn, you can learn it here. Whenever I started the program, I didn't feel too 110% about it. Like I wasn't sure how I was going to do, but that's what makes me confident. It's the teacher and the students that I'm surrounded by.
Ball, Matt Barney and Tim Richard joining you here this evening. Logan leads Vincennes 8-6 with 4:23 to go. If you're watching on the stream, there is Jaden Berry making the latest bucket for the Lady Vols on a fast break, and she had plenty of room on that play. Logan without some of their key players tonight, Madison Calvin, Kennedy Hayes, they both dealing with lower body injuries, I guess you would call it, and Madison sprained it in the last one. Kennedy Hayes had quite the fall a week ago, and so you're missing two of your guards, but they're doing the best they can, and Liv Hartman is kind of stepping up here early on, Tim, with 4 points.
You know, sometimes you just work it out. Other players maybe come back after Christmas, and other players have to do a lot more.
Yeah. Kendra Johnson into the game for Logan. Robinson's going to inbound on the baseline. Liv Hartman and Barry are over there. Robinson looking. She's got to get it out. Bounces into Barry. She got trapped over to Robinson. Newsom pokes it away, and Miller came in and stole it. And they're going to call a foul here, I think, on Miller, though, who plowed right into Robinson.
She's reaching.
Yeah, reaching. So that puts Logan in the bonus. That's the 15th foul for Vincennes. And so 4:19 to go in the first quarter. I have a feeling, Tim, that we may be calling a lot of free throws here in the last 4:19.
Yeah, and it might be a low-scoring game. It looks like right now, you never know.
It could be. And Harry Meeks, the head coach of Vincennes, getting an explanation right now. He's not happy.
Legendary.
Yeah. First one up and good for Robinson. But, yeah, he's got this scowl on his face saying, what are you talking about? I just can't believe the foul that he just saw. Still got that scowl on his face.
Yeah, at least he's not yelling.
Yeah. Robinson's second one is good. Logan 2 for 4 at the stripe here early on. In the corners, Newsom being defended by Barry. Passes over to Harris on the right wing. Drives to the top of the key, being defended by Johnson. Over to Miller, driving inside. Give it back on over to Willis. Stepping around, on over to Lite, left wing. Driving into the paint. Flips it up, and that one is good. Lite finding her third and fourth points. Into Hartman. Hartman's going to bring it up on the far side. Lost it. Newsom stole it away. Just careless ball handling right there. And now Newsom flips it up, and that one's no good. Barry brings down the rebound, and she's going to bring it up on the far side now. She's going to try to drive into the paint. Out to Trotter, and now she's backing down her man. Send it up. No good. She's going to go to the line, though. And I think this one is on Miller. Yep, it's on Bree Miller, her second. And now 3:37 to go in the first quarter. Logan leads at 10-8. Trotter can get a big chance here, but she has struggled with the line here early on. 54.3% here in the first 11 games. First one up, that one off the back iron, no good.
Got to hit your free throw.
Yeah. Trotter at the stripe. Looking for her first one today. She's 0 for 3. Sends the second one up, and that one is a little short. India Robinson was going for the rebound, and they're going to say, actually, I think Willis touched the line. Nope, it's going to be Vincennes' ball.
Robinson touched it.
Yep. Riley Johnson comes in, and Trotter's going to step off the court for a moment, give her a breather. She's been on it since the start of the game for about 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, give her a couple-minute break here.
Yeah. Both teams in the bonus here in the first quarter. Lite passes on over to Newsom on the right wing, being defended by Johnson. Back on over to top of the key.
Looks
now
like Logan's running a 1-2-2 zone.
Yeah, might be. Inside, out to the corner for Harris for a three. That one's good. She nailed it. Vincennes takes their first lead of the game. It's 11-10, 3:15 to go. Was looking for Riley Johnson on the fast break, and it is pushed out of bounds, and this will be Vincennes' ball. 3:11 to go. Bouncing to Lite, and she'll bring it on with Nairi Williams to her right. Pass over to Harris on the left wing. Jaden Berry steals it away again, and she's got Willis to beat. And now step back jumper off the back iron. No good. Riley Johnson gets it, sends it back. No good. She got fouled, though, and will be going to the line to shoot two. And that is on Katrina Lite, her second of the game. I must have missed something because now I'm looking in my book, Tim, and I've only got 5 fouls. That should have pushed them into the ball. I'm not going to complain.
No.
But that's the first. That's their fifth in my book. I must have missed something. First one, no good for Riley Johnson. Logan right now is 2 for 7 at the stripe. I'd like to see that improve. Second one up. That one off the back iron, no good. And there's going to be a foul on, I think, on Lite again.
Or lane
Williams.
violation.
Williams, yeah, Williams gets hit with
line violation.
Yeah. Williams gets hit with a lane violation. Yeah, you're right. It's a lane violation, not a foul. Second one up, it is good for Riley Johnson. So came back and
made a point.
Yeah. And it's 11-11 here, 2:50 to go, first quarter. Logan and Vincennes tied on up. Lite on over to Willis. Over to Harris, corner three again. And that one rattles around, but no good. Rebounded by Willis, sends it up off the back iron, no good. And Williams and Johnson, Kendra Johnson,
looked
go
like
to the floor.
Looked like a wrestling move.
Yeah, they were going for it. They're going to call a foul on Kendra. And so that'll send Nairi Williams to the line. But, hey, I mean, fighting for the rebound. Nairi Williams. And you don't want to let them have that rebound right there, Tim, because they get an easy look. So you got to fight for it.
You got to box out.
First one up good for Nairi Williams. Nairi is a 66.7% shooter from the stripe this season. Also averaging 5 points a game. Got her first one. Here comes the second free throw. That one also good, so she's got 2 points today. Makes it a 13-11 game. Vincennes once again trapping and gets it on over to Jaden Berry across the timeline. And so as long as Logan can beat that press trap right there, Tim, they'll be okay coming out of the baseline.
Yeah, sometimes go for the basket, too.
Exactly. Jaden Berry stops over to Hartman, left wing, driving. Give it on over to Robinson in the corner. And baseballs it over to Johnson, lost it, but Williams tried to steal it away, and it goes out of bounds, and she bounces on the floor. Can't believe it. It'll be Logan ball. 30 seconds. Oh, no, they're going to say it's Vincennes' ball once again.
2:16 to go.
Yeah. I thought Williams touched it last there. I could have sworn she did.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah. And Newsom brings it across the timeline for Vincennes. Here's Vite in the corner now. Poked out by Hartman. And they'll be inbounding in front of the far sideline. Pretty good fan base here early on here in this one, Tim.
Yeah, it's going to just get better and better.
Yeah.
Maybe have a full house for the men's game.
Vite at the volleyball line. Stops, gives it on over to Willis left wing. Willis looking to pass, and there's going to be a travel called. She thought she had a nice pass right there to Harrison. Honestly, she probably did because she's been money from outside here early on. But no, sir, that's a travel. Can't do that. Robinson inbounds to Barry and shakes off the trap pretty easily, and she'll bring it on up across the timeline to the left, and now she's looking over to Johnson on the baseline, driving against Williams, bumps, sends it up. That one no good off the back iron, and Williams steals away the rebound. Here now comes Lite, a minute 40 to go. It's 13-11. Vincennes leading here at Logan. Willis with the three in the corner, no good. Robinson brings it down. India Robinson across the timeline, driving into the paint, and she got foul going up. Williams going to pick up her second foul here in a moment. Minute 28 to go. And it will be now Robinson going to the line, but first a timeout called. A minute 28 to go. 13-11 lead for Vincennes here. Shamira Brown checks back into the game. She'll be in when we come back in 30 seconds on 1035ESPN.com.
Hi guys, TJ Cowan from Cold Blooded. Coming to you, wanted to introduce the Cold Blooded Single Barrel Smokehouse. Here at Johnny Logan College, you guys are used to our coffee. Now come check out our food. Not your average college, not your average food.
Welcome to Mackey's. How can I help you?
Hey, welcome to Mackey's Pizza.
Welcome back to John A. Logan women's basketball. The Lady Vols trailing Vincennes here early on in the game. 1:28 to go. It's 13-11, but Logan held most of the lead in the first quarter here, Tim. India Robinson going to the stride.
Been a good defensive battle for Logan.
It has, yeah. And, 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and we're both teams in the bonus sitting here being like, oh, there's going to be a lot of free throws. First one no good for Robinson. And here we are, and it's just been a very defensive battle. You're right.
She's shooting 66% from the line for this game.
So hopefully this next one should be a make. Here it is, sends it up and bounces around a little bit, but does go down. She's 3 for 4 for the day for Logan. Minute 25 to go.
Above her average.
Yeah. 13-12 lead. Vincennes leading it here at Don Brewer Gymnasium. Lite goes to the left, stops, gives it on over to Harris. Back on over to Willis in the top of the, rather in the corner. She passes over to Lite. Now it's Newsom. Now over to the corner for a three. It's Harris. No good. It rolls off and got rebounded by Vincennes. Williams sends it back up and in. 4 points for Nairi Williams. Minute to go. 15-12 lead for Vincennes. Here is Brown. Right wing and poked out of her hand, and it is thrown away by Willis. Here comes Willis at the other end. Pass on over to Lite. Lite gives it on over. Kendra Johnson takes it away. Bounces over to Shamira Brown. She's going to try to complete the fast break. Up and in it goes. Shamira Brown gets her first points of the night. 35 seconds to go. Logan trails 15-14 against Vincennes. Here is Willis. She's bringing it around. Give it on over to Harris. Back on over to Willis, top of the key. On over to Newsom, left wing. Newsom looking around into the corner to Harris. Lobs it in. India Robinson came up and poked it out, but they're going to call this a push on Robinson, I believe. And that's going to hurt. Robinson picks up her second.
The ball was thrown high and she kind of slapped at it. Usually they'll call that if you foul or not.
Yeah. Jaden Berry is going to come in and relieve India Robinson. Oh, in the first. It's 15-14. Williams made her first 2 shots at the stripe earlier today. 5.2 points a game for her this season. First one up, and it is good. On the season, she's shooting 66% for Vincennes. Gets about 4 rebounds a game as well. Williams bounces the ball. And finally goes down, so she's got 4 of her 6 points at the stripe. 19 seconds left on the clock in the first quarter. Logan trails at 17-14. Into Kendra Johnson. She's going to go across the timeline with Lite behind her, driving in. Sends it up. No good, but she'll go to the line for 13.8 left on the clock. Lite picks up foul number 3 already. My goodness. You see it for a while.
Oh, yeah. Shoot.
Unless Harry Meeks wants to roll the dice. Yeah. I don't know. She wasn't in the starting lineup, so maybe, you go ahead and say, yeah, I'll take the chance. Kendra Johnson makes her first one at the stripe. And it'd be nice if they could make this next one and keep it a 1-point game. Second one good for Kendra. She's pretty good at the stripe. On the season, she's averaging 77.8%. Here's Harris. Back on over to Newsom. Back over to Harris, right wing. Inside look. Step back jumper, no good for Williams. And Liv Hartman didn't really have a chance to get a shot up at the buzzer, but Logan trailing 17-16 at the end of one. We'll step away for a minute. Be back on 1035ESPN.com.
Welcome to Mackey's. How can I help you?
Hey, welcome to Mackey's Pizza. Every Monday night we have half-price cheese breadsticks. Monday through Friday we have a great lunch special. We can get 8-inch pizza, a small salad, and a drink for $7.49. So come out and see us and enjoy everything at Mackey's.
Our students are employed immediately. Sometimes they are employed before they get their associate's degree.
I have a position working in early childhood. Dr. Marilyn Tolliver, my professor, was able to really prepare me to be able to teach in a classroom as a lead teacher.
To see them interact and engage in what I'm teaching them is life-changing.
Welcome back to John and Logan women's basketball. Matt Varney, Tim Ritchie on the call here this evening between Lady Vols and the Lady Trailblazers. Later on, the number 8 Logan men playing number 6 Vincennes. But right now, we've got the appetizer matchup, and it's been a good one here first quarter, Tim.
Oh, it has.
17-16 as we enter the second quarter. And really the thing for me is if Logan hits their free throw shots, because they missed 6 of them. You hit them, you're doing better.
Yeah, it's a 4 or 5 point lead.
Yeah, Vincennes went 8 for 12 at the line the first quarter, whereas Logan, I'd have to count it up, but again, they missed 6 of their shots, and I think they went about 50% of the line. If you make even 3 of those, you got the lead. Here's Harris for a three-pointer and makes it from the left wing.
It's way out there.
8 points for Harris here as she makes the quick three. And now it is stolen away by Lite at the other end. Shamira Brown is starting to get something going. Now on over to the right wing, and Lite with it. She's got 3 fouls here early on. Harris on over to Willis in the corner. Baseballs it over to Newsom, uncorked from the right wing. That one's good for her. Newsom gets her first points of the game, and 2 quick threes for Vincennes, and I got to imagine.
Logan's in 1-2-2 half-court zone.
Barry floats it up. That one rolls off, no good. Williams has got the rebound as Vincennes brings it up. And I imagine at this point, after 2 quick threes from Vincennes, Amanda Shelby's got that timeout on a short lease right now.
Oh, yeah.
Here is Lite, left wing three from her. That one is short. And Jaden Barry slaps it away. Oh, but Willis picks it up. Almost had the rebound. Here's Williams. Step inside, sends up a jumper, no good. And it is Johnson that brings it down. 8:45 to go in the game. Logan, or in the second quarter rather. It's 23-16. Logan trails against Vincennes at home. Into Riley Johnson, sends it up. That one's good.
Good pass by Barry.
Yeah, Barry just lobbed it up to where only Johnson could get there.
Only the second assist for Logan.
Yeah. You got to be a little bit better about that as well, Tim.
Yeah, you're right. He's going to win the game.
Well, it's an uncorked baseline J for Williams, who it bounced a little bit, and nope, that's no good. And yeah, the Lady Vols are a little too sped up and not doing what Amanda Shelby and Matt Crane want. So after 25-18 lead for Vincennes is what they've gotten it out to. And Logan calls a timeout in 30 seconds on 1035ESPN.com.
My name is Lee Eklund.
Welcome back to John A. Logan Women's Basketball. Matt Barney and Tim Ritchie on the call. Lady Vols are trailing 25-18, and that's all thanks to a pair of quick threes for Vincennes to start the second quarter, Tim.
Yeah, Logan started the first couple of times 1-2-2 zone, but not blaming that. They just make 2 good shots out of 3-point land.
Yeah, I mean, they did. They had a body on those 2. Well, actually, no, they kind of got lost in the sauce on the second one. Newsom was wide open on it. But, yeah, I mean, the 1-2-2 isn't necessarily the issue as Liv Hartman gets free from the press zone. And here she comes into the lane. And, she slipped and got a travel called on her in the paint. She tried to stop and go. But
a tough break there on some wet spot or maybe sweat or something.
Possibly, yeah. Here is Newsom across the timeline. She goes. Pass on over to Harris on the right wing. Harris inside look to Williams. Turnaround jumper. That one's good. She's been on fire here early on.
Yeah, Logan had 2 players on her.
10 points for Nairi Williams. Jaden Barry flips it up. No good. She got fouled, and she should go to the line here.
Yeah, that's shooting violation.
That's the first foul of the second quarter after we saw so many in the
first quarter.
And
it changes if you have listen to college basketball. Women go 4 quarters.
Yeah. Williams picks up her second foul according to the scorebook. First one up, and it's good for Barry. On the season, she is averaging just under 70% at the line. In comes Ramia Milton. She'll be coming in just a moment for Vincennes. First time we've seen her today. Barry at the stripe sends the second one up. That one rolls down. Milton comes on as Williams comes off. I think she's got 3, and I think the scorebook down there may have miscalculated, but I mean, that's what the official's going to say also. Here is Willis. Bounce on over to Harris on the left wing, and she's going to give it on over to Dalen Thornton, who just came back into the game. Here is Willis now once again getting double-teamed, and pass on over to the top of the key. Back over to Willis, driving in. Jumper from the baseline. That one rattles down. Denise Willis gets her first bucket of the game. It's 3 points for her as well. 7:25 to go. 29-20 lead for Vincennes here at Donberg Gymnasium. Barry passes on over to Cheyenne Trotter, and Trotter wasn't looking. She was trying to set something up. And it gets stolen away. Here now is a block by Barry. Goes out of bounds. Riley Johnson was trying to poke it out. And yeah, the Lady Vols are, I think, just moving a little too quickly and not working enough cohesively right now, Tim.
Yeah, Vincennes just, working them over right here.
Yeah. Newsom going to inbound. Pass on over to Thornton. Jumper from her. That one's no good. Johnson brings it down. That's Kendra Johnson. And she'll bring it on up. Frees herself from all the defense. Being defended by Harris. Top of the key. Gives it on over to Barry. 7 minutes to go. And lobs it into Johnson. Riley. And got stolen away. And now here's Thornton other end. Barry pokes it out.
Another block by Barry.
Yeah. And not a foul call, which is great to see, but also you shouldn't be giving the ball away as much as you are right now. They shouldn't have been in that position to begin with.
Yeah, we're a bunch of turnovers.
Yeah, the Lady Vols are not playing their game right now, and it's showing. Newsom will be inbounding on the baseline. 6:51 to go in the second quarter. Into the corner to Harris. On over to Willis on the wing. Over to Thornton on the right wing. Now it's into Newsom from the wing. Three-pointer, it's good. 6 points for Sherelle Newsom.
Well, they started off slow. They're hot.
Yeah, 32-20 lead for Vincennes here. Barry on the near side being worked against Harris. Goes to the right, lost it. And now Barry's looking around, driving, and tries to split two defenders, and Willis almost took it away. They call it a jump ball. It'll stay with Logan, I believe. And 6:23 to go.
Coach Crane is telling Barry to pass it.
Yeah.
I mean,
she was holding it a little bit too long.
Yeah,
but yeah,
she double teamed.
Yeah, she tried to break a double team, and that's what got her into that situation. And lob into Trotter at the top of the key. Bounce on over to Johnson. Now it's Kendra Johnson with it in the paint. Sends up the hook. That's no good. Bree Miller brings it down for Vincennes. Tyler Whitford-Bird also into the game for Logan.
Easy scoring. Maybe Bird give him that.
Yeah. Here is Thornton on the right wing, driving into the paint. Floater. It got tipped, but I think they're going to send her to the line here. A foul on Trotter. That's her first of the game. India Robinson comes into the game. Oh, they're saying it's Kendra Johnson. And I saw 14, which, yeah, now they corrected it, yeah. Kendra Johnson comes off.
That's Trotter.
Dalen Thornton sends the first one up, and that one's no good. Giving her a 4 for 5 day here early on. 6:03 to go in the second quarter. Logan trails at 32-20. Both teams have one team foul here in the second quarter. Thornton no good again, and Johnson brings down the rebound. Gives it over to Barry, and she'll bring it on up. Johnson is a total of 1 for 6 at the line today. Wolford-Bird on the far end. Passes. Oh, Bree Miller gets her hand on it, and the ball goes out of bounds. Right on our scores table.
Yeah, got a break there. It didn't have a turnover there.
Yeah, and so Wolford-Bird's going to inbound for Logan here in a moment.
You got a calculator. I might need it for turnovers. Hopefully
I do not.
Straight away.
Wolford-Bird into Barry, top of the key, driving in, and it got poked out by Willis, but they're going to call a reach on Willis. I think that's a good call right there. Shanice Willis picks up her first of the
Only
game.
Second team foul.
Second team foul.
So maybe more shooting this instead of free throws.
Second foul for Willis. 5:43 to go. 32-20 lead for Vincennes. And Thornton comes in and pokes out the inbound pass. And so Logan will do it again. And a roar comes from Thornton as she pokes it out. Let's try again.
Poked about 5 rows up.
Yeah. Wolford-Bird going to inbound in front of the Vincennes bench. Into Robinson. And back over to Wolford-Bird. And she's going to try to backdoor cut. Sends up a deep jumper. That one's no good. And on the floor, Robinson tied up with, I believe that's Milton. And jump ball called. Vincennes going to get the ball. 5:35 to go in the half. More fans starting to come on in for that big number 6, number 8 matchup later tonight between the men's teams. Here's Wilson on over to Thornton on the right wing. Thornton going to work against Robinson, driving in, and there's going to be a foul call. Reach-in, I believe, was the call on India Robinson, her third of the game. Liv Hartman's going to come on in. And this is where you start to feel, Tim, the loss of players of Madison Calvin and Kennedy Hayes.
Oh, yeah.
That's two extra bodies.
The depth.
And
Madison Calvin can score, too.
And you're getting into foul trouble now as Dalen Thornton makes her second free throw of the game, making her 2 for 7.
Candy Hayes, is potential be a good shooter.
Yeah, and she's a good passer as well. Second one as well, good for Thornton. Looked like it was going to be short, honestly. Hartman going to inbound. Warford Bird give it back on over to Hartman, and they'll bring it on up across the timeline. Olivia Hartman on over to Warford Bird at the volleyball line, looking to pass over to Trotter on the far end. She's going to drive in against Thornton, send it up. That one no good. She got fouled. I think it might have been by Milton, though.
Good job of driving the hole. And really, Logan hadn't had a setup offense. I mean, sometimes we've had good fast breaks, but we'll set that offense up sometimes too. We got a layup there. She's missed it, got fouled.
Foul was on Dalen Thornton, her third of the game. 5:07 to go. Logan trails 34-20. They need some free throws here badly. First one rather, no good for Trotter.
What is she shooting?
She's 0 for 5 currently. Yeah. Kennedy Harris ready to check in for Vincennes. Here's the second one, and that one's also offline, making her 0 for 6 at the strike today. Here is Newsom on the far end. Pass on over to Willis on the right wing. Willis going to the left, trying to curl inside, trying to get free of Hartman, and pass on over to Miller, on over to Newsom, double bounce. Got it over to Milton, back over to Miller, back over to Newsom on the right wing. Now it's on over to Thornton, top of the key three. It's good. She has got 5 points on the day and a whistle.
Yeah, Trotter got pushed from behind.
By
the ball to her.
By Ramia Milton, her first of the game. Fourth team foul for Vincennes. 37-20 lead for the Trailblazers.
They exploded here.
Yeah, they sure have. They really have. 20 points here in the second quarter. 4:30 to go. Here's Barry was looking for Trotter, but it got stolen away. Here's Willis now, other end. Bounce on over to Harris. Poked out, and Riley Johnson picks it up. On over to Barry. She'll bring it on up top of the key. Over to Liv Hartman. Driving inside now after a shot fake, and poked away by Willis. Willis brings it down, hops up. Bunny's good for Shawnee's Willis. And a timeout called by Logan. 39-20 lead for Vincennes. 4:07 to go in the second quarter. We'll take a minute break and be back on 135 ESPN.com.
Center director for Malone's Early Learning Center. You got to have that love and passion, and being able to come here and see how rewarding it is to have a child learn how to tie their shoes or have a child learn how to stack blocks. It's so rewarding.
When I was at John A. Logan, it really gave me the mentality of we're coming in to teach the children, not to watch the children. And so it taught me the importance of engaging with them, becoming one with the classroom, and really having that involvement there.
Welcome to Mackey's.
Welcome back to John A. Logan Women's Basketball. 39-20 the lead for Vincennes. The second quarter, it's been a 22-4 run in the first 5 minutes and 53 seconds.
Been in shock here. It was a close game and not much happened, and close team.
Yeah, second quarter, it's been a totally different story for the Lady Vols. Here is Cheyenne Trotter after getting a few long passes. A foul called, I think, on Milton, who ran into Trotter. Yep, it's going to be a blocking foul called on her. Her second, and that's going to send Trotter to the line. But honestly, I think Vincennes doesn't care because Trotter's 0 for 6.
Yeah, they would take a chance, try to steal it.
Yeah. And they had an easy look with Riley Johnson right under the cup. Nobody defending her. Second one, no good for
She's shooting
Trotter.
the free throws to the right every time.
Yeah, she's just offline to the right. And she's got to break out of it somehow.
Yeah, got to make them.
0 for 7. And Trotter sends it up, and once again offline. Riley Johnson gets it, though, into Trotter, sends it up. That one rolls off, no good. Vincennes gets the rebound, and here is Kennedy Harris now. She's going to bring it on up at the volleyball line. On over to Shawnee's Willis on the right wing, being defended by Tyler Wilford-Bird. Bounce on over to Sherelle Newsome into Bree Miller, but there's a foul called. And this is going to be on Trotter, second of the game.
Like you said, Vincennes doesn't care if we go to the free throw line.
No.
Logan women.
Especially if it's Trotter. They'll let, that's a hack-a-shack strategy, basically. Right now, at least. Sherelle Newsome, Shawnee's Willis sends up a jumper. No good, and Trotter brings it down. On over to Jaden Berry now. Jaden Berry driving top of the key over to Trotter. Jumper from the high post. It rolls around, no good. And Harris brings it down. 3:25 to go. Logan trails 39-20. Logan's in the bonus. Here's Ramia Milton, top of the key, driving in. On over to Willis for a three, and she nails it. Willis has a total of 9 points as there's some traffic and a collision at the other end, and Logan loses the ball.
Charge on Berry.
Yeah, Berry doesn't take the charge, rather runs into the charge taker. Makes it a 42-20 game here, 3:08 to go in the second quarter. Newsome's bringing it on up across the timeline. Pass on over to Willis on the right wing. Willis looking around. Pass on over to Harris, top of the key. Now it's Newsome on the far side. Into Willis in the paint. Back out to Miller. She picks it up. Spin move, send it up. That one no good. Wolford-Bird gets it out, and Trotter gets the rebound. Here comes Cheyenne across the timeline. Driving on the far side. Flip on over to Barry in the corner for a three, and that one's overshot. And it's rebounded by Miller. Here is Newsome now. 2:30 to go. Newsome on the right side and gets it on over to Willis. Back over to Newsome on the right wing. Newsome looking inside to Willis. Willis stepping around. Bounce on over to Milton. Driving into the paint. And she lost it on the floor. It's Johnson that picks it up and gives it on over to Barry. And Jaden Berry on the far side now. Looking to pass. Gives it over to Wolford-Bird around the volleyball line. Wolford-Bird steps to the left. Now it's Liv Hartman on the left wing. 2 minutes to go in the half. Trotter, top of the key, 13 on the shot clock. Wolford-Bird calling for a play, and now she's going to step to the left. 8 on the shot clock. Bounce into Barry. She goes on the floor. She couldn't corral it in. 4 on the shot clock. Jump ball called. This should be Logan ball. 1:51 to go. Riley Johnson being relieved by Kendra Johnson. Nairi Williams comes back in as Milton will take a seat.
Only 4 seconds on the clock here.
Yeah, you got to get a good play here and a good look.
Yeah, as soon as you catch it,
and
you take a
Logan,
shot. Dribble once maybe.
Yeah, and it's been over 5 minutes since Logan scored, so they got to get something here. Into Barry, turn around, send it up, and that one rolls off. 1:45 to go, 42-20. Here is now Willis driving in, and there's a foul once again.
Like a reach in.
Yeah, and this should send Willis to the line as that'll be the 15th foul. That's going to be on Trotter. Her third of the game. And Milton's coming back into the game for Vincennes. Shamira Brown's going to come in for Logan. Trotter's going to take a seat. And Nairi Williams is taking a seat for Vincennes. And Willis will go to the stripe. She's 1 for 2 here today. First one up, and it's good. 10 points for Willis. Boy, well, Tim, I said someone's got to step up for Logan, and I guess Vincennes heard me with all their interest and said,
talking.
oh, yeah, they already knew that we got to step up. Second one bounces out, no good. It goes out of bounds. I think it's going to be Logan ball here. Yeah, Logan's setting up for it.
It's hard to tell who left.
Yeah, anymore.
Either one of them.
Johnson bounces into Hartman. She gets double-teamed on the trap and working on the near side. Lost it and picked up by Harris over to Miller. Sends it inside to Willis. Turnaround jumper. It's good. She's really exploded here in the second quarter, and Liv Hartman lost it. Brown has it, and there's just been collision after collision, and Logan keeps losing the ball. In the corner, steps inside. Newsome, no good. Miller gets it. On over to Newsome again for a mid-range shot and makes it. 8 points for Newsome, And here comes Brown across the timeline, and a travel call on Brown after getting double teamed. Minute 7 to go. Logan trails 47-20. Cheyenne Trotter gives some advice for her teammates. Says stop dribbling, just pass the ball.
Yeah, you gotta pass for the double team hits. It's tougher to get it out of double team.
Willis on the left wing, going to step to the right, calls off Bree Miller, who's coming for a pick. On over to Milton, left wing. She's going to bring it around, gets it on over to Miller on the right wing. She's uncorked after Jaden Berry overshot, and no good on the three-point shot. It's rebounded by Kendra Johnson. She's bringing it up across the timeline now, and goes out of bounds. It's poked out, and I believe it's going to be Vincennes' ball, yeah.
Off Johnson, Kendra Johnson, that is.
40 seconds to go in the half. It's 47-20. Logan trails Vincennes at Don Brewer Gymnasium. Sherelle Newsom brings it across the timeline with Willis to her left. Willis has it now. Shamira Brown defending, and Willis is going to pass on over to the right. Bree Miller driving, and now back on over to Newsom. Now Willis on over to Harris on the left wing. Harris brings it around, top of the key. Barry defending. 7 on the shot clock, on over to Newsom. Corner 3, and that one no good. And Brown was getting the rebound. She got pushed by Miller, I believe it was. Nope, they're going to call it Willis. Shanice Willis.
Hopefully got a chance to make 2 free throws there.
Yeah. Well, and the one good thing for Logan, I guess, is, 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 Vincennes players with 3 fouls, so they could quickly change this game and really force Vincennes to dig into the bench, but they got to take advantage of things. Again, I said they haven't scored in over 5 minutes. Like, you got to find the bottom of the barrel at some point. No good on the first one for Brown.
And Logan Women's had good shots inside, layups, and free
they
throws.
just haven't been falling.
Yeah.
But you got to eventually find the bottom of the net. You're not going to make a comeback if you don't.
Nope.
Second one up, and that one's short, and Willis gets the rebound with 10 seconds to go. This is being worked on, or Newsom has it rather, and there's a foul call on Shamira Brown.
Yeah, it's a frustration foul.
Second one for
5
Brown.
seconds to go. Half. Not a good quarter.
No, it's been a rough one. 5 seconds left in the half. Logan trails 47-20. At the end of the first, it was 17-16. So that's the story.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a close game with a lot of both teams without players.
First one is good for Sherelle Newsom. And now look over to our feet. I noticed that it's gone out. Second one up, no good for Newsom. And Miller gets the rebound, and she'll be going to the line here in a moment after she got fouled by Jaden Berry, her second of the game.
Boxing out.
Oh, they're going to say it's actually her third, excuse me. And so now Logan's got 3 players with 3 fouls. And they're dealing with the same issue that I was just talking about for Vincennes.
Oh, yeah, lack of players.
First one up, and it's good for Bree Miller, her first point of the game. It's just been an amazing second quarter for Vincennes here. Over 30 points scored. Second one off the back iron, no good. Bree Miller gets her own rebound, sends it up. That one rolls down. Wow, that's the half. And Matt Crane and Amanda Shelby not happy. They immediately walk off.
Threw a towel.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. No box out there. And they didn't box out the shooter, free throw shooter.
So, second quarter, it was a 34-4 quarter. So, I mean, that's the story right there for the Lady Vols here as they enter halftime. 34-4 in the second quarter alone as they trail 51-20 now. Logan's got an uphill battle if they want to make a comeback win here at home, especially with more and more home fans trailing in for that number 8 versus number 6 ranked matchup after this one. We'll step away for 2 minutes. When we come back, we'll break down a little bit of the first half and hear from an interview that Mike Murphy did with former Logan star Sean East last night on Talking Vols. We're back in 2 minutes on 1035ESPN.com.
Welcome to Mackey's. How can I help you?
Hey, welcome to Mackey's Pizza. Every Monday night we have half-price cheese breadsticks. Monday through Friday we have a great lunch special. We can get 8-inch pizza, a small salad, and a drink for $7.49. So come out and see us and enjoy everything at Mackey's.
John A. is the only auto collision program in Southern Illinois. There's nobody else that offers it. We draw students from all over because there's just nobody else that offers the programs. The student-teacher relationship is one of the most important parts of this job.
You can't really go wrong here. Anything you want to learn, you can learn it here.
Whenever I started the program, I didn't feel too 110% about it, like I wasn't sure how I was going to do, but that's what makes me confident. It's the teacher and the students that I'm surrounded by.
Hi guys, TJ Cowan from Cold Blooded. Coming to you, wanted to introduce the Cold Blooded Single Barrel Smokehouse. Here at Johnny Logan College, you guys are used to our coffee. Now come check out our food. Not your average college, not your average food.
Welcome to Mackey's. How can I help you?
Hey, welcome to Mackey's Pizza. Every Monday night we have half-price cheese breadsticks. Monday through Friday we have a great lunch special. We can get 8-inch pizza, a small salad, and a drink for $7.49. So come out and see us and enjoy everything at Mackey's.
Our students are employed immediately. Sometimes they are employed before they get their associate's degree.
I have a position working in early childhood. Dr. Marilyn Tolliver, my professor, was able to really prepare me to be able to teach in a classroom as a lead teacher.
To see them interact and engage in what I'm teaching now is life-changing.
Or sloppy, I don't know what to call it really. It was a rough quarter to watch.
It was bad. I mean, because Logan women haven't played that bad this year. I mean,
yeah, that was their worst quarter of the year without a doubt.
Performance. Logan ended up with 21 rebounds. Shine Trotter had 5, and Kendra Johnson 4 to lead the attack. Only 2. I'll tell you how the game went. Only 2 assists.
Yeah,
only had 20 points. But
you mentioned the second assist in the first minute of the second quarter.
Then 19 turnovers. Yeah. So, I mean, you have about 10 for a whole game, but not, sometimes a bad game. You have 15, but 19 in one half.
Yeah, that's what it is. In terms of scoring, nobody had hit 5 points in the first half. Jaden Berry and Cheyenne Trotter lead the Lady Vols with 4 points apiece. And, I mean, you want to talk – or no, excuse me, it's Olivia Hartman that has the 4. Cheyenne 2. And you want to talk about a player that's had all the opportunity in the world here in this first half. She is 0 for 8 at the stripe to start the game. So I bet I could tell you what Vincennes is saying in there. Go ahead and foul her. Who cares? On the other side, Vincennes has 2 players in double digits. Nairi Williams has 10. Shawnice Willis has 11, 10 of which came in the second quarter. Kennedy Harris has 8. Sherelle Newsom has 9. And that's not everybody. But those are the big players here today for Vincennes. And they are already, I'm probably feeling like they're cruising to their 9th win of the year.
Yeah, and it's they've had a lot of injuries and flu and everything, and John A. Logan's got Calvin and Hayes out, but still, a big part of their team is still there and played a good first quarter and didn't hit free throws.
Yeah,
so they're going to have to play better and set the offense up. If you want to attack, getting pressed, you want to attack and make Vincennes think about it. You get some layups, and we did get some layups, but couldn't make them.
Absolutely. 51-20 is the lead for Vincennes at halftime. It's now time to go to our halftime interview. Mike Murphy talked with Shawnice, the former John A. Logan men's basketball star from last year, the NJCAA Player of the Year. He's now with Mizzou, and Mike Murphy caught up with him last night on Talking Vols.
My extreme honor to bring on the show a guy that I knew we'd bring back one day, and a good buddy and a great player, Sean East, who is now playing for the Mizzou Tigers. Sean, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. What about you guys?
We're doing fine. We're doing fine, and we try to catch as much Mizzou basketball as we can these days, and things have been going pretty well for the Tigers, and I know you've been playing pretty well as of late, haven't you?
Trying to, man. Just trying to keep stacking the dubs.
And I want to talk about the game you played at Wichita State, because that was the overtime game, or was it double overtime? I can't remember. And overtime, and I think you got like 17 points coming off the bench in that game?
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about that and how, because I read some of the stuff in the St. Louis papers about how you guys, kind of went to like almost an all-guard lineup, and you had to come back in that game, and you guys had to really, make a stand, and you did it. And I think you had 17 points in a great game. Talk a little bit about that comeback.
Man, it was a hostile environment, sold out crowd, and it was a first road game. So we was kind of a little nervous coming out, but, we settled in and just stayed connected and was just working to get the lead back. I mean, we started out pretty solid. Then they ran on like two runs, one 16-0 run, one 12 run. And, we just found a way to fight back and get the dub.
And those kind of games do so much for a team's confidence. I don't know if the people that are listening, because a lot of people that are listening probably have played ball at some level, high school, junior high, maybe some college ball, but it does so much when you're on the road in that kind of environment and you can get that W.
Yes, sir, it does. It does, man. It sparked us our confidence. We got another win after that against SEMO, and we just took a recent L to Kansas, but we're going to bounce back, and we got to get ready for this next game against UCF in Florida coming up.
Yeah, UCF, I know about them. I used to live down in Orlando. Talk about that Kansas experience. I bet that was, I know it didn't go the way you wanted to, but I bet that was a hoot getting to go and play Kansas, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it was at home, and it was a sold-out crowd. Fans was crazy. Everybody was crazy. The tension was high. It was a fun experience, man, and I hope we play them again so we can, get our get back on those guys. But the moment kind of was too big a little bit for us. But we'll be ready for these next upcoming games when it comes again.
Well, I want to tell you, I've got that picture of me and you and Tim Ritchie from Wren Lake on my desk, framed. Tim Ritchie got that picture for me. That one we took after you won the Player of the Year in the region and won the championship over there before you guys went to the Nationals. And still like to tell that story at the Nationals before you guys played Harcum, that one of the guys that was at the scores table was saying that, Sean East is a candidate for Player of the Year. And I said, yeah. I said, well, I hope he gets it. He goes, well, he'll have to play a couple of games or at least get about, 45 points in this one game. And I think, how many did you get that, 43?
Yeah.
In that game against Harcum?
And
I went over to him after the game and I said, okay, 43, is that enough? And that guy was just shaking his head up and down. He was impressed because you had a heck of a game against Harcum and just did everything in your power to pull that game out. But how did those Logan games and how did that that time at Logan prepare you for what you're going through now?
It prepared me a lot, man. Coach Kyle and Coach Tyler, Coach Marcus, and the Logan guys, man. We was fighting every day, and it was a grind every day. Some of those road games where you may not feel like playing, but you got to get up and win, and it's a target on your back every game because you're like, the top team. And I remember people used to call me and say, man, we can't wait for that game. And it's 3 weeks in advance. So it's just always, you got a target on your back. And even maybe when you don't feel like playing on one of those nights where it's only 20 people in the crowd, but you got to get up and play and, make sure you give your best effort.
Yeah, because you're right about that. You guys had a target on your back. I mean, that was everybody's national championship game, everybody's Super Bowl. If they could just knock off John A. Logan because the lofty national rankings and the winning streak and things like that. And I don't know if, I know some players haven't been in that situation a lot. I know you have. But going into every game thinking, okay, we're going to get everybody's best shot.
Yeah, man, it's tough. I mean, you just got to always bring your A game and, be ready to take their biggest punch at any time. And it's just it's a gift and a curse, man. I mean, you got to love it that you're going to get everybody's best shot on any given night.
Talk a little bit about your relationship with Kyle Smith-Peters. He is now an assistant coach at Mizzou, and so I know you guys are still pretty close, but it's probably an adjustment for him, an adjustment for you. And how are you guys getting along?
We're getting along. We're still good, man. You know, I love Coach Kyle, man. He didn't do nothing but good things for me. He's still doing good things for me. I mean, we both moving into a new phase in our life. He's an assistant after being a head coach, and I'm still a player for his, but it's not his team. So we're both adjusting and always staying in touch. And if he sees anything that he needs to correct me on, he corrects me on, and it's just good for both of us that we got to move on to another phase together.
Yeah, I bet that's pretty comforting on both sides. If there's like at Wichita State, and it's overtime, and there's something going on, and there's a timeout called, and he can slide over there and see his buddy Sean East, and you can see a familiar face, and you guys say, okay, let's do this or let's do that, and I bet that's kind of comforting on both sides.
Yeah, for sure, man. He told me this story the other day that Toby and Tay his children said, man, I'm so glad Sean's here with us at Mizzou. And that just kind of like made me laugh a little bit because, you know, their family moved from Logan too. So it's just adjustment for everybody. But, you know, having familiar faces is just a good thing for everybody.
Yeah, the kids thought that Sean just went with them, right? You're just part of the family. Everybody moved to Columbia.
Yep.
And how is playing in this conference and for the Mizzou Tigers? I mean, you played Kansas the other night. I mean, it's got to be top flight competition. And what does that mean for Sean East?
I just love it, man. It's always what I wanted to do, and playing against the best competition. And it's not going to get easier from here. You know, the SEC is one probably, if not the best, but one of the top 2-3 conferences in the nation. So, I mean, it just helps me prepare and, you know, hopefully get to the next level that I'm trying to get to.
My name is Lee Eklund. I'm the Center Director for Malone's Early Learning Center. You got to have that love and passion, and being able to come here and see how rewarding it is to have a child learn how to tie their shoes or have a child learn how to stack blocks. It's so rewarding.
When I was at John A. Logan, it really gave me the mentality of we're coming in to teach the children, not to watch the children. And so it taught me the importance of engaging with them, becoming one with the classroom, and really having that involvement there.
Hey, welcome to Mackey's. How can I help you?
Hey, welcome to Mackey's Pizza. Every Monday night we have half-price cheese breadsticks. Monday through Friday we have a great lunch special. We can get 8-inch pizza, a small salad, and a drink for $7.49. So come out and see us and enjoy everything at Mackey's.
John A. is the only
player say, well, look, he's doing great things, and also he started a few games, so if we need him to fill in that role for a game or two, he can do it. So that's the case. 51-20 the half here for Logan Lady Vols. They are trailing against Vincennes. It was a 34-4 second quarter, and so that's the story of this game so far. People starting to trickle in for the men's game. Number 8, Logan, hosting number 6, Vincennes. It's going to be a huge game. I look over to my left, and I see somebody from JUCO Hoop Scoop is going to be here for the game as well. The Southern's here.
That. Kurt Deere.
Kurt Deere. And so he'll be reporting on the game. Channel 3's here. The Southern's here.
Who that was.
Everybody's here. And plenty of fans are starting to trickle in. Maybe Lady Vols can have an exciting second half. Maybe do what Vincennes did to them.
They need to play well. Yeah. They don't want to go to Christmas break yet.
Yeah. Well, second half has just begun. Newsom has it for Vincennes on the left wing. Pass over to Willis. Top of the key, gets a pick. Steps inside. Bounce on over to Harris in the corner. Driving inside. Here's a floater. That one rolls off. No good. Trotter gets the rebound. And Logan able to stop their first offensive threat. Barry across the timeline now. Driving. And looks to offload over to Woodford Bird on the left wing. Down to Trotter. Back and down. Sends it up. That one rolls down. And that's how we started the game. Maybe things can go a little bit better here in the second half. 22-51. That's not how we say things. Dalen Thornton makes a floater. It's 53-22 now. Logan trails at home. Myra Brown across the timeline. Over to Liv Hartman at the top of the key. Hartman passes over to Barry on the near side, being defended by Harris. Getting a pick from Trotter, goes to the right, on over to Brown in the corner. Myra looking, driving baseline, and she's going to go for the reverse layup. It's no good, and it's rebounded by Thornton. Gives it on over to Shawnice Willis, and Willis across the timeline now.
Hate to see how many layups we missed this game. We take track of that.
Yeah, that's rough. Whoever's going to have to stat this game is going to have a tough time, I promise you that. Baseline J, that one no good from Harris, and Liv Hartman gets the rebound. And here is Olivia across the timeline. Lobs on over to Trotter, and she lost it. Nairi Williams touched it last as it goes out of bounds. It'll be Logan ball. Good idea there, but got to slow up a little bit.
Yeah, a little lob. That was a tough pass.
Yeah.
Oh, but Logan's got the ball out of bounds underneath their own bucket.
Well, Shamira Brown will inbound. And lobs it into Woodford Bird, and she got fouled by Nairi Williams.
Yeah, that's time to lob it there.
Yeah.
You get some size advantage.
Well, Williams picks up her fourth foul, and in my book at least, they say it's 3, so perhaps I'm wrong. Brown into Liv Hartman in the corner. 8:25 to go in the third quarter. Woodford Bird looking, lobs it into Trotter. She's going to drive in now, and there's going to be a whistle called. I guess they're going to call an offensive foul on Trotter, and she is like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either. Tell you the truth, I didn't see it. Did you see anything?
I didn't see anything at all. Trotter picks up her fourth foul.
That's 3 against 1, right?
Yeah. Fourth foul for Trotter. India Robinson coming in to relieve her when they get an opportunity. Trotter's got to be careful. They should be fouling out early into the second half. Here is Williams. Pass on over to Newsom into Thornton. And sends up. No good. It was short. Trotter got the rebound. Some good defense right there by Trotter.
It was. He got the rebound, too.
She was thoughtful about her foul and everything, so she didn't get too close. Hartman, spin move, send it up in the paint. It's good.
Nice move. Hartman, that's what we need right there. Let's get it going.
6 points for Hartman. She leads the Lady Vols in points, believe it or not. Here is Willis. And there's going to be a collision in the paint and a foul on Barry. That's going to be her fourth. And so your 2 stars for Logan, Trotter, and Barry probably have to sit until the fourth quarter now, Tim.
Oh, yeah, probably the start. You're way behind here, so you might put them in this quarter later.
7:35 to go in the third. It's 53-24. Logan trailing Vincennes. And now they've noticed something on the court, and I think they're going to want to wipe things up. I was talking to Channel 3's Gabby Sorrentino over there during halftime a little bit while we had that interview.
I remember Gabby. I didn't know her last name.
Yeah, but I was talking to her a little bit, and I said, did you expect to see a 34-4 second quarter? And she said, no. And I said, can you tell me what happened out there? Because I don't know. She said, you got me.
Is she from Southern California?
I think so.
I've never been there.
She's been all over the place. Yeah, she's pretty good at her job.
Yeah, good deal.
Here is Thornton, top of the key, looking around. Being defended by Robinson. Gets it on over to Williams on the far end. Williams on over to Harris, top of the key. Kendra Johnson defending. Here's a floater. That one's off the back iron, no good. Woodford Bird got the rebound, gave it over to Brown. She's going to push it into the paint, and she lost it. Oh, my goodness. And Thornton takes it away. Thornton lobs it on over to Willis, sends up the baseline J. It's good. Shanice Willis up to 13 points on the day. 7 minutes to go in the third. It's 55-24. Woodford Bird steps inside and bounces on over to India Robinson. Robinson over to Johnson, top of the key. Driving into the paint, sends it up. That one off the back iron, no good. Got poked out, and it's rebounded by Harris. And she's going to try to push the fast break now. And goes up, sends it up. That one's good on the layup.
Somebody has to stop. When you foul, you got to get in front of it. Had 2 players down there. Just let her shoot the layup.
Brown brings it across the timeline over to Robinson. Robinson looking around, trying to set something up. And goes to the right. And now on over to Hartman. Into Woodford Bird, and she flips it up. It's good. It should go to the line for the and one. Woodford Bird gets into the scorebook.
Good assist by Hartman. We got 2 already assists this quarter.
Yeah, look at that right there. 57-26. Logan trailing 6:18 to go in the third.
People start milling in here.
Bree Miller and Katrina Lite coming in as Thornton and Newsom take a seat for Vincennes.
Yeah, Thornton's got 4,
Yeah, she'll have to be careful as well. That's what I have her at, but they keep showing her at 1 less than me. First one, or rather the and 1 up for Tyler Whitford-Bird, and it's good.
3-point play.
57-27. Logan's cut the lead a little bit to just 30, although that's still a mountain of a climb. Here's Miller, top of the key, and they're going to call travel on her. She overstepped a little bit.
Yeah, and that pivot foot.
Yep, and slid it just a little bit.
Sometimes they don't call that. You got to call that.
Yeah,
If they walk,
you
they
gotta.
walk.
6:08 to go in the third. Logan trails 57-27 at home. Shamira Brown walking it across the timeline. On the far end, dealing with Willis. Stopped, got it on over to Hartman. Into India Robinson. Lobs it into Whitford-Bird, sends it up, bounces around, no good, and Williams gets the rebound.
Good play, though.
Yeah, they just got to keep doing stuff like that. They'll fall. Here is Willis. Backs on out. Tyler Whitford-Bird pokes it out, goes out of bounds, and she was fighting with Williams, and tough to tell who exactly. Looks like it's going to be Vincent's ball here.
Good hustle.
Riley Johnson's coming in. Who she's coming in for is the question. Whitford-Bird, and she's like, come on. I'm starting to feel the rhythm. 5:43 in the third. Into Harris. Harris working against Robinson on out to Willis. Willis top of the key. Goes to the left. On over to Harris. She's trying to bring it around. Gets inside. Lobs into Miller, but Kendra Johnson steals it away. Here comes Johnson. Lobs it over to Robinson at the other end. Steps in. Here's the baby hook. It's no good. And it's rebounded by Williams.
Real good shot there.
Yeah.
Just didn't fall.
Williams over to Lite. Now on over to Miller underneath the cup. Sends it up. No good on the fast break score. And it is India Robinson who almost lost it. Almost went out of bounds, but able to corral it in. And she's going to now race into the paint. Here's the jumper. That one's no good. Oh, it is good. And she'll go to the line for the and one as well.
Wait a minute.
No. Yeah, what's the call here?
She out of bounds?
Oh, she must have been, yeah.
I don't see a foul call.
Nothing happened there. They just waved it up. Wow. No explanation. 5 minutes to go.
I'm like you. I thought you think he was going to make it. It fell in.
Yeah. Well, here is Harris into Willis at the right wing, working against Brown, driving. Got it on over to Lite on the left wing now. Lite lobs it in, send it up. Williams is going to go to the stripe here in a moment. And it's either Robinson or...
I think
I think it's Robinson. We'll see here in a moment.
Her four. There's not many players left.
I
we
know.
were talking about that today.
I know.
You start with 5 players, you end with 4.
4:47 to go. John LeBlanc able to help us clear up that question of India Robinson's.
Oh, yeah.
It was a travel. So 57-27 the lead for Vincennes at Don Burr Gymnasium. We'll take a 30-second time. I'll be back on 103.5 ESPN.com.
Auto collision program in Southern Illinois. There's nobody else that offers it. We draw students from all over because there's just nobody else that offers programs. The student-teacher relationship is one of the most important parts of this job.
You can't really go wrong here. Anything you want to learn, you can learn it here.
Whenever I started the program, I didn't feel too 110% about it. Like I wasn't sure how I was going to do, but that's what makes me confident. It's the teacher and the students that I'm surrounded by.
Hi guys, TJ Cowan from Cold Blooded. Coming to you, wanted to introduce the Cold Blooded Single Barrel Smokehouse. Here at Johnny Logan College, you guys are used to our coffee. Now come check out our food. Not your average college, not your average food.
That's the big thing, really, and just, well, I guess no, it's a 7-6 quarter rather, but that 34-4 second quarter is just killer.
No good.
Williams at the stripe. She's another one with 4 fouls. First one up, and it's good. Well, I keep thinking she has 4 fouls, but then I look up and I see hers on the scoreboard, and it says 3 instead, and so I don't know. Williams sends the second one up, and that one rattles around. No good. Robinson gets the rebound. That's her first miss at the stripe today. She's 5 for 6. Here's Brown on over. Oh, stolen away by Williams. Williams coming to the other end. She's got nobody to beat. Flips it up. It's good. 13 points for Nairi Williams, and here now is Brown across the timeline. Logan trails 60-27, 4:25 to go Brown steps in, sends up the jumper. It's good off the backboard.
Way to use that glass.
Yeah. That's her 4th point of the game. And now Lite in the corner brings it on over to Newsom at the volleyball line. She's back into the game. Goes to the left, on over to Lite, left wing. 3 from her, and that one rolls off no good. Williams gets the rebound, sends it up, and it's no good. And Robinson brings down the rebound. 4 minutes to go in the third. Logan trails 60-29 at home. Robinson, flip on over to Brown, being defended by Willis. Goes to the right. Trying to set up, trying to drive in. Found an alleyway. Jumper. That one no good. And it's rebounded by Kendra Johnson. Got it over to Hartman. Into the paint she goes. Sends it up. It's good. Hartman's got 8 on the day. 3:35 to go. It's 60-31. Here now is Lite, top of the key. Driving to the left. Flip on over to Newsom. Driving, curling, and now on over to Wilson. Steps inside. Back out to Newsom in the corner for a 3. And that one is good. She nailed it. 12 points for Newsom. That's her 3rd 3 of the game. 3:15 to go. And Olivia Hartman has it. I for some reason thought she stole it away.
I thought, yeah.
Yeah, just the angle that we saw from, I was like, whoa.
Vincennes going to steal it.
Hartman, top of the key. Pass on over to Brown on the far side. And she's not going to bring it around. Got a pick from Robinson and drives in, sends it up off the backboard. It's good. Rounds up to 6 on the day now. And it's Lite across the timeline now. 63-33. Logan trails Vincennes. Lite, pass on over to Newsom. Bring it around. Over to Willis. Drives inside. Back on over to Williams for a jumper from the free throw line. It's good. Williams got 15. It's 2:30 to go in the third. Logan trails 65-33. Here is Robinson in the right wing. Robinson looking to pass, being defended by Miller. Into Johnson. She drives and sends it up. She's going to go to the line for the and one after making the shot.
Nice job, Kendra Johnson. Nice move.
Johnson has a total of 6 points on the day.
It's kind of Kendra Johnson got the bucket, but Riley Johnson was wanting the ball down low, which is good.
Johnson is 2 for 2 at the stripe. Points this period. Logan leads at 15-14. That one is good for Johnson. So if you erase that second quarter, Tim, I mean, it's been a pretty close game. It's just that second quarter was brutal. Wow. It's 2:15 to go. Here now is Willis. Floats it up. That one no good. And she got her own rebound. Bounce on out to Newsom. Kendra Johnson forced it out of bounds. And it looks like they're going to actually say that Vincennes touched it last. Yeah.
No, Vincennes threw it.
Yeah, they threw it, and I thought.
Oh, you thought Johnson tipped it?
I thought Johnson tipped it, but no.
I didn't see it. They didn't see it either.
Yeah.
Which is fortunate.
Well, and a foul's been called on Sherelle Newsom. It's up there. I don't know what it was for. I can't remember, but she picked one up. Brown brought it across on now. Robinson has it out of the right wing, looking. She's going to step to the left, to the top of the key, flip on over to Brown, and now she's got to track it down, goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with Logan. I guess Kennedy Harris touched it last. 1:53 to go in the third quarter. Logan trails 65-36. Kendra Johnson will inbound in front of her bench. Into Brown. She leads her and stops her right before the over and back. Bree Miller's going to steal it away as she tried to lob it into one of her teammates. And Miller on over to Harris for a deep 2. That one no good. And Robinson fighting for the rebound in the air. It's going to go out of bounds. And it's going to be Logan ball, I believe. Yeah, Robinson setting up for the inbound with Shamira. Ramia Milton comes in as Bree Miller sits down. And here is Shamira. 1:30 to go in the third. It's 65-36. Shamira got a little out of control. Got it over to Hartman, though, and it's on the floor. And Hartman picks it up. Gives it on over to Robinson. Top of the key over to Kendra now on the left wing. She's working against Newsom and draws a double team on out to Brown, but it's poked out. And here now is Harris on the fast break. Sends it up. That one no good. Riley Johnson pokes out the rebound. Ramia Milton takes a tumble, and I think Riley's going to take a foul here. Yeah, that's the way it's looking. Yep, Riley picks up her first foul of the game. Fourth team foul of the third quarter. 1:10 to go. And into Harris on the left wing. She'll bring it around top of the key. Back on over to the left. Newsom has it now, driving. And got to flip over to Lite on the right wing. Lobs into Milton, working against Johnson, and it goes out of bounds. That's some good defense there by Riley Johnson.
Yeah, Riley played better and get good ball for sure.
Yeah, exactly, and go out of bounds. And so now it's going to be Logan ball, 58 seconds left. 65-36, the lead for Vincennes here at Don Burr Gymnasium.
Harry Meeks, the one of the officials, laughing up a little bit. Of course, he can laugh. He's way ahead.
Yeah, 29 points. Shamira Brown on the near side gives it on over to Hartman. Now it's over to Johnson on the left wing. Driving into the paint, flips it up. That one's good for Kendra.
Nice move.
Kendra's got a total of 7 here in the third quarter alone. Williams at the other end sends, blocked by Johnson. Now she can't believe it. She's going to get called for a foul here as Williams is going to go to the stripe. Second foul for Riley Johnson. And honestly, I couldn't believe it either. I thought that looked like a clean
block. It looked like a good block, yeah.
Williams at the stripe.
Second foul, thank goodness.
Yeah. Williams at the stripe. She's 5 for 6 so far today. 33.2 seconds on the clock. Logan trailing 65-38.
Barry and Bird probably come back and start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I would assume so. First one up, and it's good for Williams. So she has a total of 16 points here today. Not who you expected to be leading them in points. She only averages 5.2 a game. Second one up, and that one off the back iron. No good. Milton forced it out, though, and able to get Vincennes the rebound. And a turnover. Kennedy Harris, I don't know what exactly she did there, Tim. Maybe your vantage point had a better one, but maybe it was a travel.
Either, yeah.
I would have to imagine it probably was a travel, perhaps.
Ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't know. Brown crosses the timeline into India Robinson. From the semicircle to jumper, and it's no good off the back iron. Kendra Johnson got the rebound, though, sent it back up. Hey, she's the hot hand. Ride with her. Maybe something can happen. 66-40 with 5 seconds to go. Vincennes brings it down for one more time. Elite on the baseline. On the floor, and it's picked up by Williams. A desperation shot. Rolls around and comes out. Vincennes almost extended their lead, but no good there. 66-40. Is the lead for Vincennes as we head to the fourth quarter. We're back in a minute on 1035ESPN.com.
Welcome to Mackey's. How can I help you?
Hey, welcome to Mackey's Pizza. Every Monday night we have half-price cheese breadsticks. Monday through Friday we have a great lunch special. We can get 8-inch pizza, a small salad, and a drink for $7.49. So come out and see us and enjoy everything at Mackey's.
Our students are employed immediately. Sometimes they are employed before they get their associate's degree.
I have a position working in early childhood. Dr. Marilyn Tolliver, my professor, was able to really prepare me to be able to teach in a classroom as a lead teacher.
To see them interact and engage in what I'm teaching them is life-changing.
Welcome back to John A. Logan Women's Basketball. Matt Varney and Tim Ritchie on the call as we enter the fourth quarter. Logan trails Vincennes 66-40. That third quarter, though, Tim, Logan actually won the third quarter 20-15. So,
wow, that's good.
Yeah, things kind of improving, and they've got the same lineup out there. No Barry, no Trotter. They're going to keep running with it. Kendra Johnson flips it on over to Hartman, and Lite touched it last. You can't believe it. It is going to be Logan ball as Johnson will inbound in front of her bench.
Coach Shelby thinking this group did good and leave them in there.
Might as well. Shamira Brown has to track it down, and now on over to Riley Johnson, top of the key, over to India Robinson, driving in now, back out to Hartman. Hartman looking around, and she's going to now drive into the paint, fakes it, sends up a jumper from the high post. It's no good, and Williams brings it down for Vincennes. Then you got 3 of your starters on the bench right now, Trotter, Barry, and Wooford Bird. In fact, you might have 4, in fact. I can't remember. And now some good defense right there forces it out of bounds. And
putting a little pressure on Vincennes.
Yeah.
Well, it's important, too, to play well, and they can remember that when they go to Vincennes to play them there.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got 2 of your starters out there, Liv Hartman and Shamira Brown, for this game. Normally Madison Calvin would be in, but she currently has a sprained ankle from Saturday's game. Hartman over to Kendra Johnson, right wing. Back over to Robinson in the corner, trying to curl inside. Lown looking to get a pass off on over to Brown. Brown on over to Hartman, top of the key, and she's now going to pass out to Robinson. Goes inside, flips it up, and it goes down for India Robinson.
Nice drive.
Robinson's got the first points in this fourth quarter. She has got a total of 5 today. First points since the first quarter. Here's Kennedy Harris now. Harris on over to Lite on the far side. Lite got called with a travel. My goodness. She can't believe it.
You see that? I didn't.
I wasn't
watching her feet. So.
Yeah. Willis comes back in, and a timeout called by Harry makes it 66-42, 8:42 to go in the game. We'll take a timeout as well and be back in 30 seconds on 135ESPN.com. Welcome back to John A. Logan Women's Basketball. Logan, they had a rough second quarter. It was 34-4 in that quarter alone, but they are trying their best. Since then, it has been 22-15, and so you're gaining a little bit of ground. I don't know if you can finish that in 4 quarters, Tim, but they're going to try their hardest. And they come out, no Barry, no Trotter, no Wolford Bird in the starting lineup in the fourth quarter, and because they're working with the hot hands right now.
Yeah, they made a little effort and got back in this ball game. So you want to stay with this lineup.
You got Robinson, who was a starter at the start of the season and has been relegated to the bench for the time being. Shamira Brown, not normally a starter, but she has been in this one. Needed somebody to step in. Riley Johnson, Kendra Johnson, and Liv Hartman's the only regular starter for you out there. It's the proven squad out there, really, with Hartman as the steadying force. Johnson, Kendra, she's going to get called with stepping on the baseline. She was trying to drive and work against the defender. So a turnover for the Lady Vols here. The 24-point game. Vincennes leads at 66-42. They've still got a lot of their starters out there. It's not like they've taken their foot off the pedal. They recognize that second quarter probably was more a fluke than anything else.
Yeah,
they got a little bit of lucky there. They did well, but they also probably shouldn't have done as well as they did.
Yeah, they just kind of eased up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, Williams drives in, sends it up, and that one goes down. She has been on fire all
that
game.
Play there, you got to have somebody help out.
Yeah. Well, and she almost lost the ball. Yeah. Brown driving in, going to flip up the baby hook. It's no good, and Milton brings it down. Ramia Milton goes on over to Kennedy Harris. And across the timeline she goes. 7:45 to go. Looking around and pass inside to Willis. Driving, sends it up, no good. And Johnson gave it on over to Brown after getting the rebound. Brown on over to Hartman on the right wing, on over to Robinson in the corner. She's going to drive inside into the paint for a jumper. That one's good. India Robinson starting to come on. She's got 7 points.
Find some things out here. Robinson might be playing a lot more if she's playing like this.
She could be 68-44. Yeah, Shamira Brown was the starter today, but I have a feeling that's fifth slot that Madison Calvin has left vacant for the time being. Maybe up for grabs here for Saturday's game. No good on a three-pointer from Newsom. Milton got the rebound, and now here it is. Williams driving once again. Step-back jumper. That one is short, and it is rebounded by Robinson. 7 minutes to go. Logan trails 68-44. Here is Robinson. Volleyball line goes to the right. Flip on over to Hartman. Top of the key. Going to the left. Pass on over to Brown in the corner for a three. And that one's a little offline. It's rebounded by Milton. Vincennes bringing it on up. Jaden Berry, Tyler Wolford-Bird, Cheyenne Trotter all checking into the game. They'll be coming in when we have our next stoppage. Here is Willis now on the right wing. Willis passes on over to Milton. Now on over to Newsom on the left wing. Back on over top of the key. Willis for a three. That one no good. It was a little offline. And Johnson gets the rebound. It's Kendra. Kendra coming across on the fast break. Flip it up. That one's good. Kendra's been on fire all game. 15 points. The second half has been fantastic for Kendra Johnson. 6:15 to go in the game. 68-46. Logan trails against Vincennes. 6:10 to go here at Don Brewer Gymnasium. Here's Newsom on the far end. Inside to Harrison. There's going to be a push called on India Robinson. Robinson is going to foul out.
24, India Robinson.
Robinson, the first one to foul out. I have a feeling she won't be the last here, Tim, with 6 minutes to go. And
a lot of time.
And you got Trotter
Good job by
and
Robinson.
Barry with plenty of fouls on her. Johnson, Brown, and Robinson come out. Robinson is done for the day. 6:04 to go in the fourth. Logan trails 68-46. Vincennes going to inbound, bounce on over to Williams. Baseline J from her. That one rattles out, no good. And Trotter got the rebound on over to Barry. And here comes Jaden across the timeline. Jaden back in after leaving early in the third quarter. Trotter down low, bouncing against Williams, sends it up, no good. Hartman brings it back up, and it's good for Olivia. 10 points for Liv, 68-48, 5:40 to go in the fourth. Here now is Harris on the left wing, looking around, goes to the right, get it on over to Williams, curling inside, and was looking to get a pass off, and it's going to go out of bounds instead. And this will be Vincennes' ball. Everybody's starting to show up for the men's game. Number 8 versus number 6. Bounce into Harris. I just saw former manager Rowdy step in, Tim.
All right, Rowdy.
Here's Milton on over to Harris for a corner 3. That one's a little short. Wolford Bird gets the rebound. 5:15 to go in the game. It's 68-48. Trotter on the fast break. Send it up. That one's no good, and Milton gets the rebound. Milton bringing it up herself across the timeline. Ramia Milton pass on over to Newsom. Splits 2 defenders, sends it up. That one no good, and Trotter pokes it out, gets the rebound. Here is Jaden Barry across the timeline. She's going to stop for a jumper. That one's good from about 20 feet. 6 points for the Lady Vols' usually leading scorer.
Yeah, brought it up 18.
Yeah, it's 68-50, 4:40 to go. Lady Vols are fighting here. Here is Williams backing down Wolford Bird. Step back jumper. That one rattles out. No good. She thought she had it.
I did too.
Kendra Johnson racing down court. Now flip it up on the hook. It's good. It's 15 points for Kendra Johnson.
Oh, but nice. Showing some guts here this half.
68-52, 4:18 to go. A timeout called by Harry Meeks. He is not happy whatsoever. Logan trailing. They're trying to make a comeback with 4:18 to go in the game. They trail 68-52. We are back in 30 seconds on 135ESPN.com.
My name is Lee Eklund. I'm the center director for Malone's Early Learning Center. You got to have that love and passion, and being able to come here and see how rewarding it is to have a child learn how to tie their shoes or have a child learn how to stack blocks. It's so rewarding.
When I was at John A. Logan, it really gave me the mentality of we're coming in to teach the children, not to watch the children. And so it taught me the importance of engaging with them, becoming one with the classroom, and really having that involvement there.
Welcome back to John A. Logan Women's Basketball. It's been a fun second half after a third quarter. It looked like everything was over for Logan. And, well, they're fighting, Tim, if nothing else. They trail by 14, 68-52.
That's what they got to realize to play like this all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to, the shots aren't going to fall, but it wasn't the effort that second quarter.
Vincennes in this first almost 6 minutes has only scored 2 points in the fourth quarter, and Logan has taken advantage. They have scored a total of, trying to do math quickly in my head, 12 points. So they've gotten 10 points back within this, and they are trying. They are busting their tails off, doing their best. And we'll see in the final 4:18 if they can complete it. Lite is going to be inbounding. Liv Hartman is going to be inbound, or rather defending the inbound. Gets it into Williams, and Williams flips on over to Lite. Top of the key. Drives to the right. On over to Thornton, who's come back into the game. Fakes a shot. Gets it on over to Willis. Willis bounce on over to Lite on the right wing. Inside to Williams. Sends it up. That one is good. She's got back online. 20 points for Williams. 4 minutes to go in the game. Into Kendra Johnson, who's bringing it up. And at the halftime, I heard Matt Crane, assistant coach for the Lady Vols, said, just keep pushing it. Keep pushing it. You've got them where you want them. Wolford Bird in the corner. Into Trotter. One bounce. Send it up. That one no good. And it's rebounded by Bree Miller.
Well, it was a good opportunity there for a layup.
Here is Lite across the timeline. Over to the corner for Willis. She's going to bring it around. Working against Barry. Bounce on over to Thornton. Sends up an open look deep two. It's good. And Dalen Thornton extends the lead to 72-52. She's got 10 on the day. Here is Barry. Goes to the right, tries to step inside, top of the key. Now over to Johnson, over to Hartman. 3:13 to go in the game. Down to Woodford Bird. Bouncing, backing down against Williams. Sends it up. It's good for Woodford Bird.
Good job inside.
5 points for Woodford Bird here. And it now is Lite, top of the key. Drives to the right, gets it on over to Thornton. Steps back, thought about a three, decided against it. Over to Lite now in the corner. Lite back over to Thornton. She's going to drive in. And now looks to flip on over to Willis and uncorked from the free throw line. It's good. I think all the Lady Vols were surprised she even had the ball in her hands. 74-54. Barry on over to Hartman in the corner and steps back. And now she's going to go ahead and get on over to Woodford Bird on the far end. Over to Johnson. Now it's in the hands of Barry at the right wing. 2:30 to go in the game. It's 74-54. Logan trailing here at home. Liv Hartman. Back over to Barry on the near side, driving and splits two defenders, sends it up. She got fouled. She'll go to the line here in a moment. No good on the shot. And that is Shanice Willis's fourth foul. 2:21 to go in the game. And, Tim, we were talking at halftime a little bit about, all the foul trouble both of these teams were in. You would think that both teams would try to maybe force the issue a little bit, and we've only seen one person foul out.
Oh, yeah.
Barry at the stripe. That one bounces around and goes down. And the thing is, Vincennes kept a lot of their players that had some foul trouble in this whole time, and just nobody able to really force the fouls.
Yeah, you got to take it to them. The
Yeah.
ones that have foul trouble.
Second one up. That one rolls around and goes down for Barry. She has 8 on the day, 4 of which have come in the fourth quarter. It's 74-56. Into Williams, sends it up. That one is short, and Woodford Bird gets it on over to Hartman now. 2:10 to go. Logan trails by 18. Here is Woodford Bird on the near side. Into Kendra Johnson, and she has to corral it in and gets it at the right wing. She's going to try to curl around on the baseline now and sends it up. That's good. She's going to go to the line as well. 1:57 to go. Logan's fighting. You like to see that much.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be tough, but they are fighting.
Coming back. Made up, 15 points so far.
Dalen Thornton fouls out. Kendra Johnson's at the line after making her last shot. She'll be going for the and one. She's got a total of 17. Can make it 18 here, and I believe that would be a career high at the JUCO level for her because I believe she was somewhere else last year. I have to double check that. And one good for her.
Yeah, she didn't play here.
Yeah.
I don't know where.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure when I was doing my research on her at the beginning of the year, she was somewhere else.
Arkansas State Fair.
Yeah, I think that's it. Lite sets up for the right wing three. She had all the time in the world, and there goes the momentum for Logan. 77-59, a minute 40 to go. Lite making the shot. She's got 7. Here is Barry driving, and now flips it up. That one no good, and it is Willis with the rebound. Willis at the other end bounces over to Williams, and Williams driving and bounce on over to Miller. Sends up the jumper. It's good. Miller with 5 points today. A minute 15 to go now in the game. It's 79-59. Logan losing at home. Here is Cheyenne Trotter driving, and there's going to be a whistle here and maybe a shooting foul. Yep, it's going to be a foul on Bree Miller. And Trotter hoping to reverse bad luck at the stripe here today. She went 0 for 8 in the first half. Hasn't been to the line since. First one up. That one is good. She makes it. Finally broke that streak. Maybe she can start building now.
Coach Meeks asked, was he shooting that? I guess so.
Yeah, a good question, I guess, supposedly, but still, you're up by 19.
Yeah, she made that. She made her first free throw.
Second one no good for Trotter. She has 3 points today, 79-60. Man, if she got her usual 11 points, Logan would be a lot closer in this one. Here's Willis on over to Newsom. Get us on over to Lite. Corner 3 from her. That one's a little off, but Miller gets the rebound, sends it up, and it's good. Miller with 7 today. 46 seconds to go in the game. Logan trails 81-60. Here is Barry across the timeline. Coming up on Saturday, Logan hosts Jefferson College. They beat the Vikings just about a month ago. Maybe they could.
Jefferson, isn't it?
Yeah. Here's a 3 from Woodford Bird, and no good. Hartman grabbed it, though, out of the air, sent it up, no good. Kendra Johnson has it now, sends it back up. It's good. Kendra's been on fire here the second quarter. We'll have to tally all her points up, but she's had quite the second half.
9 rebounds.
She's
total.
the reason why Logan got back into this game at all.
Yeah, she's the best game I've seen her.
Vincennes going to just try to milk the clock and get this one over with. Logan's going to lose 81-62, but a second half that had a valiant effort. It was 51-20 at the half, and Logan comes into the second half, and they end up scoring 42 points to Vincennes' 30, so they win the half, but that second quarter there, Tim, was really what was killer for the Lady Vols.
Oh, yeah, you can't get beat like that, and lucky it made it, at least a close game.
Yeah.
Respectable, not close, but 19 points from down 31 at halftime.
Lady Logan Vols lose 81-62. We will be back in a minute with coach of the Lady Vols, Amanda Shelby.